is you, you. All I want is you. All I
Happy
want is
birthday
you. All I
to
want
me.
is
Happy birthday
all I want is you.
to me.
All I
Thank
want
you,
is you.
Jesus.
'Cause you are forever. And your love.
What's good, everybody? I know it's been a while, but back to it. This is layer 3, the third layer, and that will be hurt. What we don't realize is that sometimes we can live through our life, especially as children. We go throughout life. If we're not taught how to acknowledge our feelings, we will have them not knowing what they are and how to define them, and react to life the way, we just do. It's hard to put in one category because every individual is different, but everybody hurts. Everybody has been hurt on this earth. If they haven't yet, keep living. And it's because we are a people that are flawed. We are a people that lack perfection and at times collide. Sometimes hurting people hurt people. So, to get more so on myself, for me, being hurt was covered by a lot of things. When we're younger in a black household, they're not telling you, acknowledge certain emotions. Of course, you can learn stuff in school, are you happy, you sad, yada yada. But they don't show the emotion for hurt because it's spiritual. And I can use an example, just like a physical hurt, when someone scrape their knee or fall and break their arm. It takes, for that part to get it right, it takes treatment. It takes a process. It takes healing. And you may end up with a scar, but that area doesn't hurt anymore. But it's a long distant memory now. For me, dealing with the rejection and the abandonment, it hurt my feelings, my perception of what was taking place. And that's another thing, dealing with hurt. Sometimes hurt runs a little bit deeper because of the mental hurt connected to the spiritual hurt. For instance, because of how I perceived everything, and I was left without explanation. I didn't know why my biological father wasn't there. For the longest, I didn't know. I know something was going on with my mom, but I didn't know why it was going on with her. And everybody has their reasons why they end up being addicted to something or running from something, etc. I didn't know. And so when you don't give those answers and don't know that truth, we find our own truth. And for me, my truth was that something was wrong with me. That I wasn't okay. They left me, so it kind of ignited this perception, well, maybe if I do everything right, because along with that, I had my granddad, God bless him, and he's an awesome man. He taught me a lot dealing with logic and being goal-oriented and being an achiever. My grandmother was more so on the spiritual side, Jesus and prayer. But my dad always, told me the importance of getting out here, being a strong black independent woman, and yada yada. So, with that being said, going for that more and more, I took what was taught and eventually it became combined. So between my perception of what was going on in my life on the outskirts, how my perception of my parents, and then thinking of, okay, how can I fix this? Because I wasn't okay with how I felt, but I didn't know how deep that hurt ran. I am a true witness that you cannot fix spiritual hurt with physical things. You cannot fix spiritual hurt with avoiding it. That goes back to, if you scrape your knee, pay no mind to it, no care to it, it can get infected. It can make a left turn. Definitely, things can go wrong if you break your arm or finger and don't get any care for it, so it can be in the process of healing. It'll never heal right. It'll never be okay. It can go a left turn, like I said before. But that ventures me back into what I'm speaking of when it comes to hurt, when it comes to true, raw, unfiltered, uncovered hurt. You have to admit that hurt you. I don't know what. I don't know why. And that's still, a step forward. Say that, that I don't know what, or maybe you do, but you don't know how deep it runs. Sometimes we're snapping on people and all of that, yada yada, because we're hurt and we don't heal. And when you hurt and don't heal, like I say, wounds become infected. And they become infected with bitterness. They become infected with being a workaholic. They become infected with anger. Oh God, I know that all too well. It becomes painful. And you're not okay. You're not okay. When you step back and acknowledge like something's wrong. Because the relationships in my life, whether romantic or platonic, somewhere it becomes this: I push people away if they got too close, if they meant too much. I would think to myself, they'll eventually leave me, and yada yada. And it was because of those abandonment issues and all of that. But why did didn't see it as something positive, and why did it affect me so tremendously? Because I was mentally and spiritually hurt. I was sad, but I knew how to mask it with anger. I knew how to mask it with becoming a perfectionist and problem solver and being able to help everybody else and so on and so, because like I said, whatever you practice, eventually you'll perfect. That's how habits are created. You become a habitual runner. You become a habitual workaholic. You become, everything becomes a habit. Eventually you practice it enough. So some people go to smoking, some people go to drinking, some people whatever. Some people go to using other people. But the truth is, we're just running from hurt. My hurt ran deep from the events that happened in my life. It was hurtful to not have a parent. It was hurtful to not have that mother, my parents' mother and father. It was hurtful to know that my perception is now something wrong with me. And let me tell you, it is mentally paralyzing, crippling, and can be the beginning of self-destruction when you do not heal, but you just hurt. You can cover it, you can bury it, you can throw it in the back of the closet, but those moments in your life, and you know what I'm talking about, where you actually felt hurt. And you may see that person, you brush it off, but sometimes it still come to mind and let a heated conversation go about or something like that. It comes and blurts out of you, and you see yourself shaking, your eyes turning red, and tears rolling down your cheeks. Because now you're angry at that person. Because hurt, no one deserves it. But then when someone give it to you as a child, and it affects your life, it's many different views of yourself, usually not positive ones, that you develop, and of others. because you're hurt, you feel like damaged goods, you feel like something's wrong with you. It is. But guess what? There's hope. And I share this with you because I needed that hope. I needed that help. For me, my outlet, my expression, my help, my healer was my relationship with God, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without that, I don't know where I would be. But I first had to acknowledge it. I had to acknowledge that the cover needed to be pulled off and allow him to move on me in that naked, vulnerable, dark place. Because it's those dark places that really rule your mind and your life and your decisions. You just don't acknowledge it. You'll be surprised how people are running not to be like certain people because they know those certain people hurt other people, including may have hurt them. That's how it usually is. And they may learn the reverse. That's good. But did they heal from that hurt? What is your motive behind your decisions? Your true motive? Why are you so protective over your children? Why do you push people away? Why are you so protective over people you love? What is your motive? Hurt. When that heartbreak I have dealt with leading into me more like my heartbreak. My first love, first person I dated. I hurt that person. And you know, that's another thing. When you don't acknowledge hurt, you can hurt people unknowingly. And the correlation of being a hurt person and not valuing yourself is very poisonous to other people, including you, because you're capable of doing things and saying things to people and having no, even you see their reaction, they'd be alright, stuff like that. You can say whatever, because even if you see them hurt, you kind of don't understand because you haven't acknowledged your own. You don't acknowledge the hurt you have seen with your parents and family members and younger siblings. You won't acknowledge that affected you. The pain they felt, the fears in those situations that you witnessed that they went through. Have you acknowledged that? That was my healing process. I was angry first. That's going to be my next layer, hint, hint. But I was hurt. I was hurt. And it affected everything. My relationships, ability to network with people, the way I socially, the way I socialized, the way, I became so introverted. And I used to be a little bit more outgoing. Started caring what people think. People pleasing. A lot of times the root is hurt. Because someone rejected you. And it hurt. And you never want to feel that hurt again. So you run from, you do whatever it takes to stay away from that pain. And you do whatever it takes to make sure anyone you deal with don't feel it. But the crazy thing is, hurt people eventually. You don't mean to. You can have a good heart, but a good broken one. You can have a beautiful spirit and soul, but a heavy one. And it doesn't change the value of it. It's just a condition right now. Help yourself. A lot of us who are helpers and givers struggle with helping ourselves and giving to ourselves, and it was because sometimes we forget we're important too. our hurt matters too. That don't brush it off, especially me personally, the strong one. If you that one that everybody want to lean on, tell their issues to, yada yada, whatever, you hurt the most. You cry in the dark and then you wipe your eyes and walk out there and you put that smile on your face. Because you want to make sure everybody good and you don't need them to worry. I get it. But it's time to get healthy. It's time to love yourself. So for me, I was hurt in relationships. That person was already hurting, going through stuff I was hurting. It was just going bad, and that's another thing I want to share. Sometimes hurting people draw hurting people. Birds of a feather really do flock together sometimes. Sometimes angry people draw more angry people. Sometimes people who dealt with certain issues and had the same type of perception of those situations and issues draw together. The ones who have mother issues or daddy issues draw together. Alcoholism, addiction issues draw together. Why? If you want to get better, you have to get uncomfortable. And there's nothing more uncomfortable than being vulnerable. But the only way you can heal is to be those things. Uncomfortable. Be vulnerable. Be brave. That's what I had to do. I allowed God to heal me. I allowed him to go into my deep, dark places, my secrets, stuff I don't talk about to people. The things that affected me and my perception of people. Thinking everybody's out to get you, paranoid, eventually everybody will leave, everybody will do, yada, yada, yada. Because without healing, you'll never see life as you truly should see it. It's really beautiful. But if you don't even see the person in the mirror as beautiful as that person really is, imagine your perception of other people. You define yourself from past situations. You define yourself from what people think of you. You define yourself from your hurt. But you have the opportunity to define yourself from your healing. So it's up to you. Like it was up to me. I hope this encourage you and inspire you to become a better you. Take the time to heal. Because no one wants to walk around hurting. I love you. I'll be back soon. And also, this is just a part 1. Okay? We're going to have a little bit more discussion on this. But grow.
I wanna do what you like. 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 When you do what you like, I know it will be right, yeah.
I wanna do what you like.